Welcome to Withdraw Consent. I'm Jack. So let's talk again about Trump and Israel, right? Every time he gets in front of a group of Jewish people, he says the most ridiculous anti-American, pro-Israel things you can imagine. This time it's in front of the Israeli American Council, the IAC, whatever that is. Anyways, he says some outrageous stuff. So here's this old clip that I use. I just throw in here because it's so ridiculous.
Well, I love Israel. I love Israel.
And now here's the full new clip in context, because I'm going to clip it shorter and I'm going to insert it in future videos so you have the full context for one video.
We're going to take back our country, and we're going to make Israel great again, and we're going to make America great again. We're going to make them both great again, greater than ever before.
Everybody was wondering, is he ever going to say it, make Israel great again? And this is just the most insane idea. No, it's not insane, actually. It's very logical. If you're serving a foreign country's interest, this is fine. Some would call it treason, depends if they're an adversary or not. But it's insane to say America first after you just said Israel first. It's absolutely insane. So imagine, say we had a neighbor, Canada, right? And we want to help Canada make Canada great again, right? So it would never be the prerogative of the United States, even with a close ally. Let's say we were the closest of allies. It would never be the prerogative of the United States to make Canada great again. But if Canada wanted to make Canada great again, and then they wanted our help in doing so, since they're our neighbor, they say, okay, we want to build up our military. We want to do joint exercise with you. Could you do some trade deals with us that are a little bit more favorable to us, just slightly more favorable to us, so that we can, okay, that seems reasonable, But there's no American candidate who's allowed to run on make Canada great again. Okay, not then. That's false, actually. And make America great again. That's insanity. It's just such a contradiction. So basically what happens is he continues talking, and I'm not going to show you the longer clips, but maybe you've heard him, maybe you haven't. Basically, he starts talking just in friendly terms like he does. He's off script. This is what he does. He's Trump. That's fine. And he's talking about the Adelsons, right? So there's this guy, Sheldon Adelson. And he's a very rich Jewish American guy, married an Israeli woman, Miriam. So it's now Miriam Adelson. And Sheldon Adelson supported Trump, I believe, in 2020, because in 2016, he didn't take outside money very much. I believe in 2020, he supported him. Sheldon did. And basically, he describes this relationship that he must have supported him in 2016, because he was talking about how Sheldon came to the White House all the time. He's like his most often visitor at the White House. And he's like, man, when Sheldon comes, he's always asking for something. He's always asking for something for Israel. And I give it to him, and I give him everything. I give him so much that one time he showed up and he didn't even ask for Golan Heights. And I gave him Golan Heights. They've been trying to work on that for how many years? 15 minutes. I gave him Golan Heights. This is just a president of the United States serving a foreign country. Now, the guy, Sheldon, is an American. He's probably a dual citizen, but whatever. He's an American. But he's lobbying for the interest of a foreign country. So all the money that he gives to Trump is for the foreign country. If you take the money, you're complete trash. Okay? And I'm not saying that doesn't mean Trump won't do good things on immigration or something like that. But his history will judge you poorly, I'll say. It won't age well. And then basically what happened is Sheldon died, right? And so now Miriam Adelson inherits the fortune, and she's now given $100 million to Trump for this 2024 election. And she has all types of aims for Israel, of course, because the money is to make Israel great again. That's what the money's for, right? And she's got all these aims in Lebanon, and I don't know what else, Jordan Valley. I'm not sure what else she wants, but she wants a lot for it, for a foreign country. And I think this is absolutely absurd. I think, okay, and you could watch this video and be like, yeah, well, I'm voting Trump. Okay, I could totally see that, because you've got choices and your choices are absolutely terrible, right? Like you look, okay, well, you're going to do the defiant third party vote. Who are you going to vote for? It's insane out there, I mean, the Jewish woman, Jill Stein, is the most anti-war candidate out there, And so, and then the libertarians a mess. We already talked about that. It's just terrible out there. But we want to have a higher standard for our politicians, obviously. And I continue to believe that there's no way to fix this system from within this system. like how it's set up with AIPAC. We've talked about all of that. And there's no way that the candidate could even get in to the position where you could even vote for him in either party. It's not just a Republican problem or a Democrat problem. It's the entire thing. And you even get up there and you listen to some of the stuff he's bragging about Trump, and he's talking about like, oh, I got the Abraham Accords passed. We did an episode on the Abraham Accords. This is one of, you see conservatives just failing on this constantly, and they're talking about the Abraham Accords. And I mean, actually, it's they made peace in the region. Every country that made peace, I believe there were 4 in the Abraham Accords, because we covered this. We got an episode. I'll link in the description below. We covered each country and what they got in order to recognize Israel. And every time it was at the expense of Americans. So Americans paid the expense. Like for example, one of them, I mean, you just watch the episode. One of them is ridiculous. It lowered the rights of American to sue nationals of that country for terrorist acts that their family members had died from. That's the price that Trump is going to pay, completely betraying Americans to terrorists, to terrorism. And even people on the conservative side are like, wow, the Abraham Accords were really great. They were terrible. You watch that episode. I'll put it in the links below if you haven't seen it. Also, one thing I want to say here is that I can't believe that, okay, in this crowd, in this IAC crowd, I get it while they're cheering, they're on his feet for things. But I can't believe that people, like when he starts talking about Israel in a regular crowd, say Pennsylvania crowd, I cannot believe he doesn't get booed about Israel. And the problem there is the Christian Zionism problem. It's people who misinterpret their Bible to believe that they should support the synagogue of Satan also in their Bible. It's insanity. It's absolute insanity. Anyways, I just want to show you guys this and just reiterate it, even if you've seen it before. On Wednesday, I'm going to do an episode also talking about, we're going to talk more broadly. We're going to talk about some stuff Trump said about Iran, but we're going to just talk about actually being anti-war and not fake anti-war, which is what's going on right now on the right, which is insane because it's just changed recently. Like within the past weeks, it's changed. It's absolutely absurd. We're going to talk about that on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, we're going to do another villain episode, and we're going to look at Rudolf Hess. Very interesting story. Learn some very interesting stuff, and hope to see you then.